Welcome to the Sherman Show, y'all. Today is going to be a short clip. There was a little post that I did recently, and I got some interesting feedback. And the question that kind of like stuck to me the most was definitely interesting. It was, can you rely on your significant other? Like, can you depend on them? And a lot of people put no. Like over 20 people put no. And that was kind of concerning to me. And it's like, if you're in a relationship where you can't depend on the person you're building to spend the rest of your life with, like that might not be the right partner. I feel like communication is a huge part of this. Like I talk about this a lot, talk about relationships a lot. And it's really funny because I'm not in one. Go figure, right? The guy preaching about how to get rich is actually broke. But no, I just think it's really, really important because whenever you communicate those kind of things, like you should be able to trust in your partner, to be able to rely on them, to be able to depend on them in a time of need. And the right partner, would it ever make you feel bad for that? Like when I had a lot of the questions, when I had them elaborate, a lot of them were like, oh, I wouldn't want them to hold that over my head. And it just made me think like, wow, that's sad. Whenever you have the right partner, you're able to communicate good and bad, and they're not going to judge you. They're not going to hold it against you. And that's all that's a children's mentality. Like that's immature. That's not what a person that's meant to be a lifetime partner is going to do in those times of, like those hard times. That's crazy. It's definitely crazy. So I just wanted to leave it as this. When you're in a relationship and you're with that partner, be able to communicate the good and the bad. Regardless of how hard the conversation is, you want to make sure that you can have it. And the right person will be understanding about it. If it's something that, you guys have to overcome together, if they want to make it work with you, they will. And you won't have to ask them like, oh, can you please change this for me? Like you say, hey, like this bothers me. And if they care about you, like me personally, if my woman ever told me there was something that I was doing that had a negative impact on her, I'm dropping it with no hesitation. Without hesitation. Like as long as it's a reasonable thing, but if it's affecting my partner negatively, like then yeah, we're going to communicate about it and we're going to move forward together because that's what a healthy relationship does. But yeah, guys, don't be afraid to have those hard talks with your significant other. Like have those hard talks. It's not going to be like life or death. Could be a make or break. Like you might have to like realize that partner's not for you, but that's the point. Communicate that hard conversation now that we are able to be like, damn, I guess we aren't meant to be together. Then you don't waste no more time with the wrong person. Then you move on. Like a lot of people want to be stagnant and they want to be comfortable and they want to stay with something even if they know it's not good for them. And that blows my mind. Holy shit. Like, you want to be with someone that you know is not good for you? You might as well just be like, hey, I'm thirsty and I'm going to just drink a whole gallon of poison. Like, dude, like, it's going to kill you. Like, that energy is real. Like, don't be with someone that you know is not good for you. Like whether it's good sex or they make you feel a certain way, like that don't mean anything. There's someone out there that's going to be able to give you everything and to be able to give you that full glass fulfillment where you're like, man, this person really just fills up my soul, like makes me feel so good. Like they're out there. You don't have to just pick and choose your battles where you're like, oh, well, so-and-so, he's really cool, but he does heroin. Like, no, like it's so weird that people settle this much. Our time is too valuable. You understand? Like, it's too valuable. We're not guaranteed a tomorrow. Would you really want to go out saying that you settled for someone out of comfort? Like, be alone. I'd rather be alone than be with someone that's going to waste my time. Like, when I was younger, I used to have this fear, and I used to be terrified of it. Terrified. I used to say, I'm so scared to be alone. I don't want to be alone. And after being alone, like this past year and a half, like I've embraced those terrible thoughts of being alone. And like now I don't fear being alone. Now I fear the company that I keep because I value my inner peace. And I found that when I was alone. So guys, don't settle. Whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, friendship, never settle because our time is too valuable to waste. Okay? And how do you get to find out those things? You got to communicate. You got to have those hard conversations because anybody can have the easy conversations. That's why they're called easy conversations. I'm happy. Well, yeah, that's easy, but it's hard to say I'm mad because this is what's happening and we need to figure out a way how to have a solution for it because I don't like feeling like this. That's how you do it in a healthy manner. It's not easy, but once you can learn to master that in a relationship or friendship or talking with family members, it's so healthy and it's so reassuring, and I promise you'll feel so much better at the end of the day. Promise it. But guys, communication is key. I always preach that. Communication will always be key. I drop these gems for you guys to learn. I'm a very wise young man. That's why I have this beard. It's the beard of Zeus and the body of Hercules. But guys, thank you again for tuning into the Sherman Show. We're going to have more episodes on the way. I'm about to go on vacation though, so I will be gone for almost like 2 weeks. But don't worry, I will be making content in the meantime to keep y'all entertained. Love you guys. Thank you again for tuning in.